Ja, Leute, für mich persönlich wird ein Kindheitstraum wahr. Kindheit ist vielleicht ein bisschen zu viel gesagt, aber die einen oder anderen wissen, ich bin krasser Combichrist-Fan, wirklich schon seit mehreren Jahren. Und dafür ist es dann echt eine große Überraschung jetzt, dass ich mit Andy LaPlegua von Combichrist sitze und wir reden ein bisschen über seine Kollaboration zum neuen Game DMC.
My name, by the way, is Dante. But you can call me Dante the Demon Killer. Has a nice ring to it, don't you think?
Citizens, face your demons.
Dann gucken wir doch mal, was er zu sagen hat. Andy, first of all, thanks for taking your time just right before your show. And please tell us once again, what is your collaboration with DMC? You did provide a couple of tracks, I guess. So how did it come into being?
I don't really. Oh, they contacted me. You know, Ninja Theory, the company was actually doing the whole reboot of the game. They contacted me and asked me if I want to do it, and you know, and I'm a gamer too, so obviously I said yes, and it's Noisia, and me who was doing the soundtrack for the game, and at least the main parts of it, and there's a lot of music on there. There's a lot of music on there. I think there's about 2 hours of new material on there. And that's a lot of songs, but it was, you know, it's worth it. Like, it was just working day and night for a long time, just getting everything right, and it was cool.
So how was it? Did the guys from Capcom have very specific tracks in mind, or could you make some suggestions?
It was kind of cool because they basically contacted me and said, we want to do this, you know, we want you to do this, and they came out to see our live shows and everything, and they kind of wanted to have a little bit of that feel that we have live, which is different than on album. It's a little bit more crazy and a little bit harder live, and so when I started working on it, I just started, like, they just sent me footage of the game, and which looks amazing, you know, it's visually, and the combat scenes are just amazing, and it was cool because I didn't have to come up with an idea or a story myself, because the story was there, so I just had to fill in the music somewhat, and which is different from the way I usually work, because you always come up with some kind of a storyline to the music, or you know, some kind of a imagery in your head, and I already had it. It was right there, and it was perfect, so it was really cool. And first I started out, and I sent some music back, and they go, "Oh, this is cool, but you can go even crazier if you want to." And I thought, "Oh, really?" Well, you said so. And it just, from there and on, it just really just, I felt like I could just do whatever I wanted, whatever I felt was right for the game, and for me it's turned out, you know, like, I don't know, it was just really cool to be able to do this, and it sounds a lot more metal than Combichrist, but it was yeah, it was just cool. Yeah.
But I guess I can imagine that there were some kind of restrictions, because some of your songs might be a bit infamous for using a very harsh language and a lot of curse words and words we don't want to say here on television. So were there some kind of restrictions for you?
No, not really. It was because the reboot of the whole game with Dante is just such a much of a harder character in this game than it is in the original games. In the reboot, he's just such more of I don't know, like, not using those words, but, you know, he's more like the character in one way that I had for Combichrist for a long time, you know, and it fit really well. Plus, there's things when you work on a game that you think differently. I write differently, you know. But they never told me once like, oh, you can't say this, you can't do this. It was really a great experience working with them because I had absolutely nothing was taboo. They wanted it as real as it could be, so it was cool.
You talked about Dante, the new Dante with a new look and stuff like that. Are you aware of the kind of controversy or at least criticism of some of the older hardcore Devil May Cry fans claiming that Dante is now too emo and too young and it's not our Dante anymore? Are you aware of this mini shitstorm right now?
I've been paying attention to it, but the thing is, it's a reboot. It's a completely new game, and you have to play it for what it is. You know, it's a different feel to it. It's way more energy in it, and it's just darker and grittier. It's not like the poppy colors anymore. It's a dark game. You know, it really puts you in a much darker place than the other, and it's called Devil May Cry. I mean, it should be dark. You know, I think Dante in this game fits perfect to the game. I couldn't see the original Dante fit into this game because it's, you know, so much higher energy and darker.
But still, there's always a lot of nagging going on among fans, and I can imagine you experienced some of this as well. As soon as you are releasing new tracks or a new album, and there's always some people complaining about, well, it's not the old stuff I used to love. And what's your opinion on this?
Well, you know, it's always the people who complain that screams the loudest. You know, like or previous album, like Making Monsters. I probably had more negative press on that than I ever had on any other album, or writing like Facebook and all these kind of things, you know. But at the same time, we're best-selling album and the most popular songs live, you know. That says that, what it says to me is that the people who complains, they like to complain, and if something goes right, they have to complain even more to make it wrong. So that's how I look at it. I think everybody should just do what they feel is right, and whatever people complain about it, I mean, doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. There, you heard it. Talking about something feeling right, how hard is it? Because it's not that new thing to use licensed tracks for video games. It's been done quite for a couple of time. How hard is it to maintain the right spirit and the feel and the mood of a game? Is that something very, very difficult in writing new tracks?
I was building my new studio at the same time, so I basically built the whole room like to be able to work in that kind of like mindset. It's like there's no windows. It's all like the whole studio is painted black. There's no lights. There's just a couple of red lights, and I have just a couple of big TV screens that had the game going all the time. So the only thing I saw was inside of Dante's world the whole time when I was working. So when you work like this, after a while, you kind of almost lose reality. So you have no choice, and that's all I see every day, all day long. So you kind of be a part of it, and so you don't ever have to find that mood. You're in it the whole time, and it was pretty cool.
So I guess a lot of work went into creating this soundtrack. Are there some, you've done video game soundtracks now, you've done the soundtracks for a movie called Gene Generation. Are there some movies or even games in particular that you would like to work on sometime?
Well, we'll see. I mean, I'm always up for it. I did a track for The Collector, which was one of my favorite movies that I did something for, and we had on Underworld, the prequel, and the latest one as well. Hopefully, I would love to work with stuff like the Crank movies, like stuff like this. I would love to do something like that. But I just one step at a time. That's what I always did, and I never tried to do anything. I always just did it. I never dreamed of anything. I just baby steps the whole time, and you're happy with everything you get, you know. Instead of looking for fame or success, you're just always happy with a little thing you get sent to you, and that's what keeps me going the whole time, because I just like doing what I'm doing. I don't necessarily have to look for the next movie or the next game or the next show or anything. I just enjoy what I'm doing, and as long as I'm enjoying it, it's going to continue doing it.
May I suggest using the track Red for the next Crank movie, because I heard it and I thought it would be an incredible track for a fast-paced action movie or a game like DMC. I think Red would have fit very well. My idea. I said it.
I wanted to use it. There was one scene in a Gene Generation movie that I really wanted them to use it in that, and they used another Combichrist track instead of, and I don't think it worked as well. But I had, I really wanted them to use it for that scene, but it never happened. So, but,
okay. I guess a lot of German fans out there came to know you from the touring with Rammstein, which of course are very popular here as well as in USA and stuff like that. How was that for you? Was that some kind of a tricky situation, because not every Rammstein fan might get into your EBM music? How was that?
It was, you know, it was much scarier before the first show than it was after the first show, because I don't know, there's a certain energy we have as a live band. As you've seen us, there's a certain energy we have as a live band that is different than just electronica or anything. Like it's kind of like a mix between metal and hardcore and punk, and with electronica and industrial, everything in one, you know. So, and we all come from the metal and hardcore and punk rock backgrounds. I guess we bring a lot of this to the stage. So by the first day we came out on stage, you know, we played like 30,000 people, and you go, this is really scary, like, because imagine if you have 30,000 people start booing and just chanting Rammstein, and as soon as we started playing, the whole arena was just bouncing, and it was amazing. So after that, the whole tour was just smooth. Like every day, it's like they started, like the Rammstein fan club started showing up with the Combichrist logo on their banners, where they say Rammstein, and with the Combichrist logos as well. And so we were taken in really well, and their fans are their most amazing fans. You know, we got to know a lot of them. There's a lot of these people, a lot of their fans, and a lot of their people around Rammstein and everything, with the crew and everything, became very close with us. And it wasn't as scary as we thought it would be. It was actually really, really amazing.
Are there any plans to continue the work with Rammstein? I hope so, because I didn't get a ticket for one show. They were sold out in about like an hour, and it sucked.
We'll see. I mean, like, we're still really close with them, and with the band and the crew. So, I mean, if there's anything in the future, I'm sure we won't say no. We unfortunately couldn't do the last tour because I already had booked another tour and but I'm sure one day we'll do something again.
And talking about games for the last time, of course we are a gaming show, so I have to ask, what games are you playing right now in particular? Something that really gets your attention right now?
Oh, I'm still trying to get through Gears of War 3 on Insane, but it's I'm very much like, I love, like, that's been my favorite trilogy ever, the Gears of War games, and I actually didn't even have an Xbox before that. I was purely PlayStation, and I actually went and bought an Xbox so I could play that game. And I was there. I also ended up accidentally buying a 60-inch screen so I could play it better.
Accidentally, of course.
And so I came home with, like, you know, €2,000 worth of stuff to play that one game, and I got really obsessed. And of course, like Red Dead Redemption, I will never finish. You know, you never really get, like, you finish it once, you could never, you just go back and you play it and play it and play it. And I'm very obsessed about certain games, and I just get stuck on them for years. But I'm looking forward to the new Halo game.
Oh yeah, me too. Halo is awesome. Halo gets a lot of hate right now, and because everybody assumes it's just science fiction kiddie stuff with all the grunts squeaking around. But I think Halo still kicks some ass.
I mean, sales numbers, you know, that's it is. It's like people can scream and complain as much as they want. In the end, it's like it's a successful game, and even if they get bad reviews or anything, you'll see. It's like when it comes out, it's gonna be one of the biggest games, you know.
And of course, there's a new trilogy coming out, so maybe someone from Microsoft is gonna hear that, and we come to hear.
I'll do the music.
You heard it. So, and my very last question before we finally can prepare for the show, if anybody out there still doesn't quite get what Combichrist, the music in the show, is about, what can I expect from seeing a Combichrist live show?
It's complete chaos. Like controlled chaos. I don't know, we have so much different influences from, it's a lot of course very heavily electronica influenced, but at the same time it's a lot of punk rock in it, there's a lot of, you know, hardcore and metal in it. And we in no means, I would never want to say we're a gothic band, by all means, but we're more of a electronic hardcore band. Yeah, that makes sense. We're electronic, and that's kind of what we do live too. We have the live drummers. We have minimum 2 drummers usually. Anyways, now we have 3. And it's just a lot of percussive stuff, and it's just high energy. You know, we do always feed on the crowd, and it's just energy ball. Like it's just that explodes, and it's that's why we keep doing it. It's just fills us with a lot of craziness and energy, and of course alcohol doesn't hurt either.
No, it doesn't. Okay, also Leute, ihr habt's gehört. A lot of energy, Alkohol, Craziness, kontrolliertes Chaos und Hardcore Industrial, glaube ich, der trifft es ganz gut. Also ich kann nur sagen, wir werden jetzt gleich noch ein bisschen hart abfeiern gehen, wir werden noch ein paar Bierchen kippen und dann mal diesen verdammten Platz hier in Schutt und Asche legen. Deswegen höre ich jetzt auf und ich gehe jetzt hart zu Combichrist feiern. Combichrist, Bitches. So. You heard it.